Hi, everybody. I am so lucky. I am with Paul Vincenti. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing well. How are you and the family?
Yeah, very good. How you've been coping with I know that uh, you rely on conventions and things to make a lot of your revenue with your art. Like, how's that working since there's no conventions going on?
Well, I haven't really been getting any work at all. I sold a few paintings right at the very beginning, and I sold one just not too long ago. I took some artwork out of the Portofino gallery because they closed down. So, but somebody picked up a piece there. I sold it for basically, I got about $10 an hour for it, but it was better than getting $0 an hour for it. But I was glad to have the sale. I also did not receive any stimulus money at all until just about 10 days ago, which was nice. So, but as far as the coping, I was doing a little, I've been doing some live painting and then some gardening stuff. And basically what's, I guess I I did about 18 or 19 of these gardening videos. And in the process, I started discovering the cameras and how the cameras were working. And I was fascinated with these new action cameras. And I bought myself a new camera last Christmas. And the features are amazing on these cameras, the slow motion, the time lapsing and all this. So I shot all this kinds of stuff. Well, I have a ton of it. And I didn't really know what to do with it all. And I was feeling a little discouraged because as hard as I was working on the gardening shows, it was ending up that, you're ending up with about 15 regular visitors. And I mean, I love those 15 visitors, but it's kind of hard to put in a, good 20 hours of work a week for just nothing. Hoping that you can get up to 1,000 subscribers and maybe make a few dollars on YouTube. But in the end, it dawned on me one day that I have a film I have a film already in the can. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all my footage that I did from live painting stuff, from the gardening stuff, and all the photography I took, all this time lapse and slow motion, and I'm doing a little silent film, going to be about 10 to 12 minutes long, and it's going to be about my quest to get a good photograph of a hummingbird to do a painting from. And basically each it's going to start in cyclical. It's going to be silent. Start with a sunrise, then you go out in the yard, and well, you go out the door and then out into the yard. Then a featured plant or animal gets painted. You'll see the blank canvas get painted, and this will repeat until the rains come in. And I'll see the hummingbird first, and then I'll be wanting to get it, and I'll just miss it, miss it, and then the rains come in, thwart my efforts, which really happened, and then finally they subside, and I finally get the hummingbird, and that's it. It's not much to it, and it's all visual. Like amazing footage, amazing photography that, out of tens of thousands of pictures. I edited over 1,000 videos. I've been categorizing to do this film. I've done over 10,000 photographs. And now the paintings that go with it, I have about 4 of those done, and I'm doing another 3 or 4, and those all go with it. And then, of course, I'll have the paintings to sell at the end of it, but I'll have a nice little film. I'm doing all the music, all the editing. I'm doing everything. It's really, rather than a film, it's really a piece of art. It's everything that I do: photography, video, audio, editing, movie. I like all that stuff. And the painting, of course, is at the root of it all. It has nothing to do with COVID. It has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with peace and love and positivity and happiness. Who can't love a hummingbird?
Exactly. Now, when do you think that's going to be ready?
Well, I was trying to have it ready for about mid-November, but somewhere mid-November, mid-December.
Well,
I'm pretty much on track, but I'd like to premiere it with you, is what I
Well,
was hoping.
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we don't have 1 million YouTube followers, but we're just about to break 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and then we have our Facebook. We can show things simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube, and we have 5,000 friends on Facebook, on our official Facebook, and then I have my own 5,000 friends on Facebook on my personal page. So if I put it on those three platforms at the same time, hey, maybe we can get some reach, you know, and maybe
Well,
get
you know,
some
well, the thing
traction.
is, I'm gonna enter into a film festival, of course, as well. I'm really convinced that this is going to be really, really a real fine piece of work. I've shot everything in 4K, and I have amazing, amazing slow motion up close footage of this hummingbird, and all kinds of other really cool footage. I've even tried to do all the, you know, the fancy stuff of doing, you know, camera pull of focus pulling and, you know, zooming. I bought a little teeny dolly that holds my action camera, so I've got dolly shots, crane shots, I have drone shots, I have all kinds of stuff. So putting it all together, all this massive amount of footage into a little 10-minute video is, you know, it's all coming together. The trick is organization, and it took me the last 6 weeks to get all the files rendered into 4K and all the subfolders done and all that. But I'm starting the editing process within the next 10 days or so, the actual formal. I've got rough storyboards. I've got all kinds of ideas that have been floating, and I've been doing the recording of the audio. I have a friend of mine loaned me it's mostly not really it's a soundtrack rather than you know, trying to write songs per se. Mostly I'm looking for sonic soundscapes, washes of stuff. So a friend of mine loaned me a thing called a micro Korg, and this synthesizer is an amazing little synthesizer. So I've been having fun with that. I've got under the keyboard, I've got my guitar, I've got a couple other things going. So it's just going to be a fun thing to accomplish at the end of this, to have taken this horrible, horrible year and really gleaned something really, really cool out of it, because this is the way I've lived anyway, in isolation,
Yeah.
you know.
So, you know, I'm going to put you in touch with my friend Steve Radley, because he entered the film he did about us, about the house. That was
Which
his
I
first,
saw, right?
yeah, the White House Overture is called.
Yeah.
And so he entered that in several festivals, and he got some prizes. Like it's really cool. So he has some experience that he might be able to share with you to you know, some
Well, you know, in the end, it's. I look at it this way: I'm going to get more than 15 viewers. That's the
right.
really, in the end, it's way more than that. To me, this is the culmination of everything that I like to do, all wrapped up into one neat package that I think is going to be a visual feast. So I'm hoping that I can, you know, I'm going to try to keep it simple too. I don't want it to be complicated or overblown with editing or anything like that. But the things that I notice about a good film is that the lighting is always, an amateur film always sticks out with bad lighting, bad audio, not enough camera angles or shots and all that. I've got zillions of angles. I'm running out of possibilities of trying to photograph my garden any other way. And the other thing, of course, is I've grown this garden and nurtured this garden like many people have gone into gardening, because they're stuck at home. So, you know, I took what I had, and I realized that I was sitting on a gold mine, basically. And I'm
Very good.
excited
So
about it.
I just want to tell people that you're going to be our visual. I mean, first of all, you've been a longtime friend of Timucua. You were one of the first to show at the other house like 18 years ago or something like that. And
We're getting
you,
gray, Benoit. We're getting gray.
I know, I know. And so you're going to be our artist in residence from October 18th all the way up to the end of the year.
It's an honor.
Um, and so, and and I'm going to try to do that like from like next year. I've been working on booking all our artists, and I have a few left to book, but basically November, December, because of the holidays, I'm going to combine that into one artist anyways. But this year, like, you actually get a little bit longer, because, you know,
Right.
it was our first year doing that, those month-long residencies. And so people will be able to see, I'm going to put the short clip, it's like a minute and a half long, on Facebook and YouTube by itself. And also it's part of every video that we make, that we show, that are rebroadcasts from past events. So it's inserted in there from October 18th all the way up to the end of the year. And also, if you're up to it, if you want to do live painting, you can do some sessions. You just tell us when you're going to do them on what platform, and we're going to point people to that so that you can like talk to people about, like it's just not only painting, but your space, your inspiration, what drives you, how you work. Like I know you do multiple art forms, like media, not only media, but like really different art forms. And so you can explain to people, maybe, okay, today we're going to do this. Then a week later, you can do oil painting. Then a week later, you can do like show your photography, maybe show your process about that. And the whole like learning about the process is interesting to people, and it's good for the artist because then it creates a stronger bond between the audience and the artist, and so this is why live painting is so good, because people get to talk to you afterwards, of course, but they get to watch you work. And in a way, doing like a live session online is almost a little bit better in the sense that you can talk. You can you're not in a bustling restaurant or like a place where there's a art festival where there's like people everywhere and people are talking and like there's noise everywhere. And so it's kind of like an intimate way to connect with your audience, even though the audience can see you, but you can't necessarily see the audience. And the good thing is, those sessions, after you've done it, it stays up there, and you can make like a watch party on Facebook or something where you can chat with people in real time. And so then they see you talk about your art, but then a question may arise, and then you can actually connect in real time with the audience. And so if you're willing to do that like 2 or 3 times, that would be great.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think it'll be good for everyone, and it'll be good for our audience, and I can't wait to watch them. Because
now, is Carrie going to be performing live there in December?
There are some shows. Let me check my calendar. I'm going to put my reading glasses on. So La Lucha is this Sunday. So the 18th is this Sunday, and they're playing live. Then, so if you wanted to paint live on stage, I suppose you could. I mean, you wear a mask, but you could do that. After that, we have the Alan Vacher Quartet on the 28th. That's live, but it's a pre-taping. So it's going to be shown in December. After that, there's not a lot of them. Maybe December 4th, there might be an opportunity. I'll let you know ahead of time what's going on.
Sure.
And then, if you want to work live, fabulous. If it's
I am now basically doing whatever I want artistically, which is great. I paid the mortgage off a couple years ago. Now I'm going Social Security. I'm going early at 62 just because I want to. It's going to free me up to just do whatever I want painting wise and not be sweating the money. And with this film thing, it's not about the money. I could care less about that. This is about sharing the amazing skies and weather and beautiful garden that Florida has provided me, and I was trying to do that with my little gardening show, and it was semi-effective, but this is going to be something that I can, you'll be able to watch this 100 years from now and still enjoy it.
Right. Well, I wish you a lot of luck, and let's keep in touch. And if any like, just let's communicate twice a week, and just like stay on top of it. I'll tell you what's going on. You'll tell me what's going on, and then we'll keep our audience abreast of what's happening. So everyone,
I do have a couple of filmed episodes in the can there that I could actually let the episode run and narrate and talk to people live over the top of that, if that's something you'd be interested in.
That's something that would be cool. Yeah.
I've got a couple of those, so that way we can do something a little, not just stretch it out so long in between. We could do maybe one every other week or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff, man. Always nice to talk to you. So,
oh man, Elaine, give Elaine a hug for me. Camille, Charles, Jean-Marie, tell them I wish them well and hope everybody's staying safe, and go vote.
Yeah.
And and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing all this for the rest of the year. I really am honored to be selected to do this for the rest of the year for you. I really appreciate it.
Of course, anytime. So listen, everyone, stay connected because you're in for a treat. You're going to see some great work, and I can't wait to talk to you again.
Right on. Me too. Take care.